Check in with Ebony, Cancer sign her astrology. Time to vibe and connect through conversation and poetry. Speaking on all things, no topic is off the table. Giving hope, spreading love, channel the vibrations. Yeah, me, she, us, one and the same. Illuminating the dark, peace we will attain. Not a fantasy, elevating mentally.
Hello. Hey, y'all. This is Ebony with Ebony & Co. And this is life according to me. So I definitely wanted to come in today and talk about American Run on Sugar. And what I mean by American Run on Sugar is pretty much on how we consume too much sugar. It's in everything, and it's something I've personally dealt with. I'm still dealing with. I am in, Sugar Anonymous, which is SA. So I am still trying my best to get away from those sugar cravings. So I am kind of like a refined sugar junkie. I'm going to say that. But again, all jokes aside, I wanted to come in and talk about my own personal struggles with sugar and also how it has also shaped the health of a lot of my family members. Unfortunately, my grandmother passed away from diabetic related complications. My cousin and my aunt all died from similar outcomes when it comes to sugars. And of course, we all know sugars is related to, mostly like sweets. But of course, we should know by now that it has a lot to do with just poor diet. It's a poor diet, low in, real foods and high in just a lot of processed junk foods, which unfortunately I know for myself, I grew up eating that, bad habits, and it kind of grew into my adulthood. And I knew I had to make some changes. So now at the tender age of 36, I am not pre-diabetic. I do not have high blood pressure, but I do want to be proactive. And I hope to kind of be a bridge to you guys that are watching to want to pursue making some changes in your diet and to just be aware. I am a big believer in taking other people's experience and take inventory. I've been around a lot of sick people, unfortunately, with my immediate family, and it's kind of wise, and it would be wise to take their struggles and to do something differently. I knew that I did not want that for myself, and I hope this can provoke some type of change for those of you who are watching, and let's dive right into it. So I definitely wanted to start with what I found on the American Heart Association when it comes to how much sugar we should eat per day. Or consume. Let me say that, how much we should consume. And I'm going to share my screen here. And let's take a look. It says right here, man should consume no more than 9 tablespoons, that's teaspoons of added sugar. And for women, it should be 6 teaspoons, which I've done the math. And that is about 2 tablespoons. I know you guys probably can't see it, but that's 2 tablespoons. That's how much we should be consuming per day at minimum or max. Let me say that at max. And that's troubling because this 2 tablespoons, that is equivalent to 1 donut. And depending on the region you are in, that is 1 whole Krispy Kreme donut or 1 Shipley's donut, like just 1 glaze, this sugar. And that's alarming because I know back in my sugar days, I could have easily ate a dozen. Yeah, a dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts. So that's off the charts, right? When it comes to 2 tablespoons, and that's a lot. That is a lot. Thank God my youth kind of helped me not have any medical issues, but that is alarming. And I kind of wanted to go a little bit further to talk about when it comes to the sugar consumptions in our coffee, i.e. American Run on Sugar. I am someone who used to get a coffee every day. I had to wake up to it. I needed it every day. And the amount of sugar, I'm ashamed to even tell you what I got, but I'm going to tell you. So Dunkin' was my girl. I was never a Starbucks girl. It just didn't taste right to me. So, hey, no issues with the Starbucks chicks, but for me, Dunkin' was my girl. And I would get up every morning. before I eat, before I even barely put on clothes, I would literally go out and get a medium hot coffee. And I would literally get 3 caramel pumps, 3 vanilla pumps, 3 hazelnut pumps, and 3 sugars. Like add 3 extra sugars in that. That's a lot of sugar. At that point, you have to realize that it's not coffee anymore. You're drinking a cup of, of syrup. It's syrup. And, but that was me. That was the time. And every blue moon, and I do mean blue, I would go get one. I would still go get one. It just depends on the day or how hectic. If I've been doing really good eating, that would be like a treat. It's not my everyday thing anymore. So I'm not ashamed, no shame here, but I'm just saying there's a lot. So I kind of want to get the breakdown when it comes to sugars because I know if I was drinking something with that how much, that amount of sugar, I know other people were doing the same. So I kind of wanted to show you guys this other page here, which is the number one highest sugar coffee that Starbucks, Starbucks. The girls love them Starbucks and 73 grams of sugar in a Frappuccino peppermint white chocolate mocha Frappuccino. That's a lot. 73 grams. I did the math. That is 12 and a half tablespoons of sugar. If I thought what I had was corn syrup, this is just ridiculous. So I did the math. So this doesn't even go up to 10 tablespoons. So that's equivalent to 12 and a half. If this is already 2, that means plus this and the whole size of this plus is how much sugar is in that. At that point, it's not even good anymore. And you have to also think that it's no longer coffee. At some point, you're no longer drinking coffee. You're drinking syrup. And it just shows you how when we drink our coffees early in the morning, I know I used to go in the office and by noon you crashed. You crashed. You are tired. You are drained. I would be at my desk like that's what I'm craving because I'm hungry. I'm hungry for something of more sugar because that high already came down. I already came down and I'm crashing bad. At that point, I want to talk to more clients. So I can only imagine how other people are feeling when it comes to that amount of sugar. So I kind of want to toddle into other things related to sugar when it comes to like our diets, right? And this is what I found. Of course, according to the US News and World Report, the American diet is high in extra salt, saturated fat, refined grains, and calories from solid fats and added sugars. So again, it's not all about the sugars, it's all about the processed foods and the other additives that are in our foods that's causing such a big increase when it comes to type 1 and type 2 diabetes, right? And it's alarming. It's been alarming. The information has been out there. And the fact that when we go to our doctors, they are not really showing us how to be better with our diets, right? A lot of times, oh, just eat a better diet. But a lot of times with sugar consumptions, you really need help because if you already been eating this way all of your life, like me, and just thank God for my willpower, but a lot of people don't have that willpower. You have a lot of people who are diabetic, and guess what they can't do? They can't change their diet because this is how they always ate. You know what I mean? And no one is properly showing them how to eat, how to cook, why it's bad to eat certain things. And it's mentally like not registering, even though it's declining their health. So I think that's something, of course, with our healthcare system that we definitely have to check into to get better, to get better. But on top of that, I also wanted to show like some of the things that it does affect when it comes to our health, right? And a lot of it is, we talk about how it may affect our hearts. It does affect, our overall health and our kidneys and things like that. But nobody talks about how it affects your skin. It makes you look older when you eat too much sugar. And it also, from what I've researched, which is out there. If you go to the National Library of Medicine, there's an article that I read that is alarming on how sugar can affect, early dementia. So I wanted to show that to you guys here. So all links will be provided below, which I will provide to you guys. But it does say increased fructose intake as a risk factor for dementia. And that is scary because as I've gotten older, and I am 36, I know a lot of people who already have high blood pressure. They are already, if not pre-diabetic, they're diabetic, and all of these other early health issues that I've noticed. It's not old people's diseases anymore. A lot of it is getting younger and younger, and it's very troubling because a lot of it starts with the food we eat. And I just hope that this information can be informative to you guys that are watching and to maybe want to make that change. So I also wanted to like just discuss on how easy we can consume these sugary foods, right? So like somebody like for me, one time, okay, again, it was coffee. I would get a muffin. We know that got a lot of sugar, and of course, bread turned into sugar, and I am still a bready, a bready. Somebody who likes to eat bread, like Oprah set the bar. I love bread. I love bread, right? And but we know a lot of that starchy stuff turns into sugar, which is not good for us. But that was my go-to. You gotta think about lunchtime, eating a sandwich. It's sugar in the meat. It's sugar in the bread. Pasta. I'm a pasta girl too. Pretty much everything that's bad and starchy that turns into sugar, I love. But that goes back to the mental, right? On how we have to mentally deprogram ourselves from the diets that we once loved so much, but it's killing us. So with that being said, I just want to like provide the information when it comes to like how to stop, because it's easy to tell people what they did wrong and what they did bad, but let's talk about like the sugars and how it's in food that you may not know. So those Gatorades you like to drink, sugar, even though it has electrolytes and all of that, it got a lot of sugar in it. The juice, a lot of juice that people give to their children, high in sugar. Like chocolate milks are another thing. We've already discussed the coffee, of course, iced tea. I'm more of a sweet tea girl, but all of it sugar. Protein bars, Nurture Valley, which I used to love, and you think you're getting your protein in, which you are, but you're eating a lot of sugar along with it. And I also wanted to showcase like some of the things I've gotten. Like I have a soup that I wanted, and it has all the labels, right? All of the non-GMOs, it's organic, butternut squash. But guess what? This is supposed to be all healthy, but it's added sugars. You probably can't see it there, but yeah, added sugar for what? Why I need added sugar in my butternut squash? It's a vegetable. Another one that I found in my cabinet, which was alarming because I use this for my soups. I use vegetable stock for my soup. And of course, they got all the labels on there. It says it's vegan, vegetable stock, gluten free, all the good things. It has the nice little USDA organic label, which I love to see. But 1 gram of added sugar, like 1 gram. It just shows you how easily that sugar is in mostly everything we consume. And you kind of have to be mindful when you go to the grocery store and what you're eating because it's there. It's definitely there. So let's also move into, we discussed what is in, but let's just show, or let me advise you of the signs to let you know that you're eating too much sugar. The number one thing when you know you're eating too much sugar, urination. That means you're peeing a lot. Like if you notice you drunk, some water and you're literally going to pee that back out unless you know of other health related issues, that could be a sign that you're drinking. Not drinking too much, but consuming too much sugar. If you're always hungry, that's another sign. If you're hungry all the time, you just ate like a big meal, and then maybe an hour or two later, like you're just hungry. That's something to be alarmed about. Also, blurred vision. If you notice your vision has changed, That is something you may want to address with your physician as well. That's something that can be alarming. So just take precautions on that. I also kind of wanted to double back when it comes to the foods that we eat, because some of the healthy stuff still has some of the ingredients in there that we don't know about, like salad dressing. The one thing that we advise a lot of people to do is to eat healthy, and salad dressing goes with that. And most people don't know that some of the salad dressing they're eating has sugar in it. So that's something definitely to um, take a look into. Take a look into, read your labels. Anything with fruit, especially if it's packaged fruit, try to buy fresh fruit. That's definitely better anyway. But I also want to lean more into, like, let's see how we can help. Like, what are the things that you can do to like improve? And I'm going to start off with things I've done. When I have sugar cravings, one of the things that works for me is an apple. An apple is my go-to. First of all, it's natural sugars, and it also gets me full, and I enjoy it. I also love kombucha. If you don't drink it, start. Not only is it good with probiotics and it's good on your stomach, for me to help crave, or I'm sorry, curve the sugars, I add a tablespoon of olive oil into my kombucha, swerve it around. I actually drink that every day. That helps keep me from being bloated, because that's another thing that also, if you eat a lot of sugars, it can allow you to be bloated as well. Also, like, what other thing I do is intermittent fasting. Honestly, that's one of the best things I've done is intermittent fasting. I don't eat all day like I used to. I don't snack all day like I used to. And honestly, this may not be the best advice. You have to do what's best for you. But for me, I eat once or maybe twice a day, and it's not like full meals. Like, one of them would be like a full meal. The other one would be like something really light, like pretty much probably a fruit. I am a smoothie girl. I will drink I will drink a smoothie before I eat a salad. I'm not really big on salads, but if I could put it in a blender, I would drink it. That's how I get my nutrition in. And I will show you all a lot of that too later on how I make my smoothies. I call it the kitchen sink smoothies because I put everything in it, everything. And I'll also give you a list of like vitamins and stuff that I use every day as well. But the biggest thing is intermittent fasting. If you can wait 16 hours from the time you ate last, and a lot of times I try to do it as long as I can. Like, I would try to do 18 hours or 20 hours and leave just a small window for me to eat. Again, that is something I will go over in another video as well, but that is something you may want to strongly consider. With that being said, I'm going to end it there. Please go to my website at ebonyandco.com for more information. I also drop all the links of everything I discussed today in the links below. And I thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Bye.